We have been loving these homemade frappuccinos lately, and I want to show you how easy it is to make these at home. It saves a ton of money and they're really good. You can control what ingredients go into them. So I start off with a cold brew coffee. This is a quart jar that had about a cup of coffee and then filled the rest of the way up with water. I let it sit out overnight. My coffee has a recipe for that on the side, so I don't know if all of them do that or not. But then you just want to strain it off into a coffee filter and strainer, and you've got your cold brew coffee, and it's really thick and condensed. And so I'm just going to put that in my jar, and I will put it in the fridge to use throughout the next week or so for cold brew coffee and frappuccinos and stuff. Now that we have our coffee ready, the rest of the ingredients you're going to use are milk, vanilla, ice, a pinch of salt. I like to put collagen powder in mine, and then also maple syrup, or you could also use sugar or brown sugar. It's really good if you can do crushed ice, but my ice maker is broke right now, and so I'm just going to take this ice that I have and I'm just going to crush it up a little bit in the blender before I put the rest of the ingredients in. So I'm just going to blend that up for just a second. We don't want to get it too powdery or it's going to melt really quick. And I'm going to go ahead and measure out my milk. I use 1 cup of milk, and then I'm going to use about 1/4 of a cup of that cold brew coffee with it. So you want to use about the same amount of ice that you do liquid, maybe just a little bit more ice to make it really nice and icy. So I've got that all good and ready. I'm going to blend up my ice for a second. I'm going to pour in my milk and coffee, and then I'm going to put in the rest of my ingredients. So do about a tablespoon or 2 of maple syrup, just depending on how sweet you want it. I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of collagen powder and then a pinch of salt in there, and some vanilla, probably about a teaspoon of vanilla. Now, if you want to make this chocolate, just add in about a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half of cocoa powder, and you've got chocolate. You may want to add just a tiny bit more sweetener to that as well. And if you don't want to use coffee, just add in a little bit more milk, or you just don't have to add in anything else at all. You can just do it. You can just eliminate the coffee. It's still really great. It's almost like a cold chocolate milk or something like that, or almost like a milkshake in a way. And all you're going to do is just blend that up really well. I like to blend it up, kind of see if my ice is melted, maybe give it a few more pulses, and then I'm going to put it in my jar. Now, you can use cubed ice in this without doing it. I just feel like it whips a little bit more air into it, so it's good if you can use like a crushed ice or something. You see it kind of makes a lot of liquid because it's got all that ice and stuff in there, and it's really good. I've got this in a quart jar, and it's super delicious. Put your straw in there, drink it up, and it's awesome morning breakfast.